we need to discuss what happened on Saturday, just a couple of days ago. I actually posted a video that evening. The rally was absolutely brilliant. I think so many people turned out. There was flags flying, people of different ages, genders, race, children, all the way up to a lot older, our older generation. But in that video, everyone seems to agree with what I said, apart from the figures. Because it was posted Saturday evening, I did it just as the rally finished. I did my research and I got the figures wrong. I think the rally was absolutely brilliant. I think it should be great to be able to fly your own flag. It's great to see so many different people there. Obviously, everyone there coming together for free speech. You've got the anti-illegal immigration. People are not happy with the government. They want safer communities. They want better taxes. A whole host of reasons, but the majority of it was free speech, they're against illegal immigration. But it's more about, let's just respect our culture. If you want to come to Britain, if you have migrated to the UK, you now class yourself as British, then everyone should respect the British culture. What I didn't realise, how many people actually turned up. And this wasn't me trying to spread misinformation. This was me trying to get the point across that the rally went really well. There was only a minimal amount of violence. The majority of people there were there for a peaceful protest, to show that they want a better government, they want change, and they want to be able to have free speech and be heard and have the government actually listen to the people and speak for the people. I got it out Saturday, not long after the rally finished, and all the comments have been about my figures. So I do apologise. It wasn't about me trying to spread misinformation. I think the protest was good. I think we need change. I got that out in the video, but the numbers were completely off. Instead of 110,000 or over 110,000, like I said, it looks like it was in the millions. I've heard different numbers. I've seen better helicopter and drone footage of how many people were actually there. There was so many people there, and some people are estimating about 1 million, some about 2, some say about 3. But we are going to say that around 1 to 3 million, most probably around 2 million people turned out for this Unite the Kingdom rally on Saturday. That is one hell of a lot of people. I don't know how accurate the figures are now, but apparently the counter-protest Stand Up to Racism was around 5,000 people. And as I said in my previous video, the silent majority, the majority of people are no longer silent. They don't want violence, they just want change. Yes, there was a minimal amount of violence, but for the amount of people that were actually there, the violence was very, very small. It shouldn't have happened in the first place, but it was very, very small. The majority of people turned up, flying their flags, wearing whatever it was, whether it was the Union flag on clothing, flying at St. George's Cross. You had the Welsh, Scots, Irish there. There were so many different types of people who were just proud to be British. And they just want people to respect the culture. Just like if you lived in Sweden, Romania, Germany, Saudi Arabia, wherever it is, that culture comes first. People respect that. If you migrate to that country, especially in the Asian, if you go China, the Chinese culture comes first. So if you migrate there, you adapt and adopt the Chinese culture. Yes, you can respect your own religion, but you just you fit yourself into the Chinese culture, and that's what people want. People are happy for people to come to the UK. You could be whatever religion, you could serve whatever God, but the British culture, the British people should come first, and they want to do it peacefully. No one wants conflict, no one wants a civil war, no one wants violence at any of these events, which is really good to see. But I got my numbers completely wrong, so I do apologize. This is me. This is a video about me apologising. I wasn't trying to spread misinformation, as some people have said. I should have done a bit better research, should have got my figures correct the first time. I do understand that. I'm not going to take down that video and repost it, because there's a lot of information in there that I wanted to get across that people can still see and listen to. All it is just the amount of people. But like I said in that video, I said I think it was over 110,000 people turned out for United Kingdom, around 5,000 people for the Stand Up to Racism. So the disparity there, like I said, the difference in the size of the two different groups, the silent majority, the majority of people in the UK normally being silent are now the louder ones, okay? They're now the ones that are speaking up. They're no longer silent. So that was the point I was trying to get across. It just turns out there was a hell of a lot more people there than I said, and there is a lot more people that want change in the UK and are now speaking up, which, like I said, I think is absolutely brilliant. It's not about people not coming to the UK, it's about people coming legally, it's about claiming asylum legally, and it is about adopting the British culture, respecting the British culture, no matter whatever your religion is. As I said, at the rally, there was so many different ages, there's different genders, people of different races, but all one thing in common is that they all felt like they were British. You don't have to be a white person to be British. You just have to live in Britain, respect Britain, and want the best for Britain. I think I've seen videos coming out now how the Parliament, the government are saying that the rally is racist, and this is the issue. The majority of people are now speaking up. The majority of people are now telling you what their issues are, and Keir Starmer still doesn't want to listen. I may do a full video on this if you want to, but why the majority, if not all parties in the UK, even though you got Reform and Advance, and I don't really want to get too into politics, but it looks like we're going that way. We started off on this, on immigration, illegal migration, civil war, to put a tactical spin on everything. We're going a little bit further into politics, but they are voted in to be a speaker of the people. They are there to listen to the people, see what the people want, and then act on it. But we're not currently getting that. The majority have just been in London. They have spoken and it has been completely ignored. And this is the issue I said in the previous video. The majority of people, 99.9% of the people, if you look at the small amount of violence is there, don't want violence. They were there peacefully. They just want change. And that was the majority of people. The mountain numbers were there in the millions, and he still doesn't want to listen. So where we're going to go from here, I don't know. I don't think you're ever going to get a gathering like that ever again. It was like scenes of World War II. It was absolutely brilliant. British flags, whether they were St. George's crosses or what, were flying everywhere. People were happy. People were singing, chanting, having a few drinks. Most probably you haven't seen that many flags through London since World War II, and it was an absolute brilliant sight to see. But there's certain people that still don't want to listen. And then that happened. Where do we go from there? Can an event like this be organised again? I do not know. Does it need to be organised again? Yes, I think so by the looks of it, because it looks like they don't want to listen. I don't want to go violent, anything to go violent. I do not condone violence. It's always got to be peaceful. And I know people will say peaceful protests don't get results. I know that. But we can't just go smashing up infrastructure, attacking police officers just to try and get our own way. But what happened on Saturday was a massive movement. I still think it's an absolute positive. A lot more people are listening now, even though the people who need to listen, the PM, etc., aren't listening. The movement is growing, more and more people are joining. And if you want change in the UK, and it's all good change, like we said, people can move to the UK, but it's got, we know, they just want it to be illegally or through the correct routes. People just want to be able to talk openly about their beliefs and feelings and their ideology, because we don't want what happened in the US to Charlie Kirk to start happening in the UK just because people think differently, or you get arrested just because you think differently, you have different beliefs, you have different ideology. We're getting into a tangent here and going into a different video, but people just want to be able to speak openly. As long as it's not seriously offensive or violent towards people, you should be able to say what is on your mind. And everyone is coming together for that common purpose. But once again, as this video is all about, I do apologise for getting my figures incorrect. Being an ex-squaddy, I should have known, I should have done a little bit more research, made sure those figures were correct. I will do a little bit more research and make sure whatever I say is correct out there. But I'm not taking that video down, because everything else I said in there, I stand by, and hopefully people have taken something away from it. So thank you for watching. Appreciate all your support. If you do enjoy the content and you want to stay updated, remember to subscribe, turn notifications bell on, and I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.